Good morning, London. Good morning, Kolkata. This is video shooting file number 1. Today is 27th December, Wednesday 2023. Today we have 5 hours recording from 12 to 5. Today we are doing the Bengali love romantic poetry, for 25 years before independence of India in 1947. Today we are covering the second part of the book. Today we will be completing the second part of the book. We are on poet number 56. Poet number 56 named Shamsur Rahman. Shamsur Rahman is a Bangladeshi poet, Dhaka poet, and he is a poet of 1929. This time is important for our album to record because we are getting very different styles and very different dimensions of poetry written in that time. In Bangladesh, 1929 is a very important time in Bangladesh. Then Bangladesh was under British rule and regulation. India was under British rule and regulation. And at the time, the revolution for the independence, the fight and justice for independence was going on. But all this poetry was written at the time to be the document for British Museum London and European Museum Market. All 56 museums, we will be submitting this poetry album. For their understanding, we are adding English translation notes with these poetry. After recording and after doing the background music, we'll be adding the English translation notes for London British Museum and London Market and European Museum Market, American Museum Market, to understand the base of the writing style. The translation in English will give them an ideology and a broad perspective of the poetry written at the time in 1929. What kind of language thinking was there? What kind of language was created at the time in 1929? That will give them an idea with the English translation notes of the poetry. Today we are doing Shamsur Rahman, poet from Bangladesh, and poet number 56. Poetry number 2. Today we are starting our recording with poetry number 2. Poetry number 2 titled Tar Shojjar Pashe, beside his bed. We are reading few lines to give an idea. শুয়ে আছে একজন নিরিবিলি ভোরের শয্যায়. শুয়ে আছে একজন নিরিবিলি ভোরের শয্যায়. A person is sleeping on a bed in the morning time. It is winter time. A person sleeping on a bed in the morning time. শুয়ে আছে একজন নিরিবিলি ভোরের শয্যায়. শীত গধূলির শীর্ণ শব্দহীন নদীর মতন. শিথিল শরীর তার লেগে আছে ফ্যাকাশে চাদরে. দেওয়ালে আলোর পরি, খোলা দরজা খোলা দরজা খোলা দরজা. দেওয়ালে আলোর পরি, ঘরে ঠান্ডা হাওয়া খেলা করে, ঝর্ণা হাওয়া ঝরে ঝরে এক মাথা চুলে, ঝরে 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 ঝরে. It is winter time when a person is sleeping on his bed in the morning time. The winter time, the entire morning time is winter, and the weather is like a flowing river. And his entire body on bed is covered with a blanket. His body is covered with a blanket. And the morning light playing on the walls of the room. The door is open of the room. And in the room there is cold wind playing all the time, wind coming and going. And that person has hair in his head, and he is very tired. His eyes are very tired, and his eyes are shut. His eyes closed. He's sleeping. This kind of poetry sense is a poet who is a little bit lazy, and he is talking about a morning time person. A man is sleeping on his bed. That is the subject of the poetry lines. নির্জন বারান্দা থেকে সারা ঘরের শান্তি স্তব্ধতার কখনো হঠাৎ তার নিমিলিত শুকনো গলা শুনে ছায়া আজ ছায়া ছায়া আলোর স্বর হয়তো ডেকেছে জল দিতে। শিরশিরে হাওয়ায় কাঁপে শরীরের মেরুন র্যাপার, চৈতন্যের আলো পড়ে ঘুম পাওয়া সত্তার পাপড়িতে, সূর্যের চুমোয় লাল পাণ্ডু গাল, টেবিলে দুটি তরুণ কমলা লেবু চেয়ে আছে দূরের আকাশে। To orange on table and looking at the far sky. চিকন সোনালি রুলি মৃয়মান শঙ্খ সাদা হাতে, যেন বেদনায় স্থির, মনে হলো সেই দুটি হাত মায়াবী নদীর ভেজা সোনালি বালিতে আছে পড়ে। Poet here mixing language with allegory and a sense of mixing his language with different imagination of a river with yellow golden sand that is in touch with this poet. The poet, then he's saying ফ্লাস্কে দুধ শিশি অডিকোলনের গ্রান উন্মিলিত সারা ঘরে, পেশোয়ারি বেদানার ফিকে লাল রস কাঁচে গেলাসে ভরা, গধূলি মোদির কাল সারা রাত ছায়া অন্ধকারে প্রতি পলে পলে মোমের শিখার মতো ইচ্ছে তার জ্বলেছিল এই ভোরকে পাওয়ার। চোখে ছিল গাঢ় প্রার্থনার ভাষা। কাল সারা রাত ছায়া অন্ধকারে প্রতি পলে পলে। In the last night, this person has the desire to get this morning time, winter morning, light a candle flame in the night. That kind of candle flame's existence is the morning time glossy nature of sunlight that he is imagining. গাঢ় প্রার্থনার ভাষা বুকে উজ্জ্বল আকাঙ্ক্ষাপ্রীত জীবনের সৌন্দর্যের স্বাদ। This poetry তার সজ্জার পাশে today we are designing with a Spanish guitar or European cello music with a touch of violin or with a touch of piano. We will be designing, or Spanish guitar if we get a different sense of guitar entertaining sound on this lazy flow of poetry, then we will place that sound on this poetry. We will again talk about this next poetry in the next audio file. Good day. Goodbye.